Terry Wogan.
This is Radio 2. I am your other listener. Steady, Linda. Steady. That's a claim not many would make. I fell for your voice many years ago. Drifting into my room, I imagined a tall, manly Adonis. And then I saw you on television. And that's when the headaches started.
This week is your last chance to wake up to Wogan.
Something terrible happened just before I opened the microphone.
But Terry returns to Radio 2 in February with his new Sunday show.
It's hard enough to work under these conditions.
Terry Wogan.
What? On the radio before the watershed?
In front of the webcam?
On BBC Radio 2.
My word.
88 to 91 FM. Polo Brady. BBC Radio 2.
Online, on digital, and on 88 to 91 FM. On BBC Radio 2.
The button there, the Sugar Babes. Hello, folks. Hello, campers. It's Paul O'Grady here, and I'm with you until 7 o'clock this Sunday afternoon. It's lovely to be here. And listen, thanks for all your emails about last week's show with Dame Shirley Bassey. I'm glad you enjoyed it, because I had an absolute ball. I mean, who else gets the chance to be locked in a room with Shirley Bassey, eh? Not many people. We had a great time. Anyway, what have we got today? Let's have a look. Coming up, we've got Pixie Lott. We've got Natalie Cole. Oh, Bobby, Darren, we've also got your letters, your emails, the Motown and Northern Soul triples. But first, here's a little treat for you. Here's Mr. Andy Williams, and he can't take his eyes off me.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Pardon the way that I stay. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me blue. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. At long last love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
Mr. Andy Williams there with Can't Take My Eyes Off You. He's 82. Well, he was a couple of weeks ago, and he's still banging it out. Good on you, Andy, if you're listening. Hey, what have I got here now? I've got some emails and letters. Please keep them coming in. You know the address. It's Paul O'Grady, BBC Radio 2, London, W1A 1AA. Or you can email me, Paul O'Grady, that's all one word, at bbc.co.uk. Gee, I'm sitting here. The fumes, I stink. Absolutely stink. I don't mean nastily. Well, I don't know. Depends how you feel about perfumes and aftershaves. Thought I'd do a little bit of Christmas shopping on my way in, and I went in a well-known department store and had a little peruse. You know, and had a squares of this and a squares of that and a squares of the other. And because I've got such a lousy sense of smell, I can't really tell how much I've got on. Of course, I came out and half of Regent Street collapsed with the fumes. So, do I reek? I don't know which. I don't know what that one is. It smells a bit doggy to me. I don't think it's perfume. Anyway, look, let me get on. I'm going to read these emails. I have to wear a gas mask by the end of the show. Hiya, Paul. Love your Sunday show. And I'm usually doing the ironing when you're on. Do you know, we should call this the ironing hour, this show, because everyone's ironing. They are. People I know are at home ironing now. Anything to relieve the boredom of the ironing. Not your show, I hasten to add. Thank you. How about playing the Stones version of Wild Horses? Much as I like Susan Boyle's cover, I think the Stones recording has the edge. I could be biased, of course, being an ardent Stones fan since I saw them in Hyde Park in 1969, but it would be very good to hear this. Keep up the good work, Paul, and that's from Anne Broom. Anne, it's on the list. I like the Stones version and all. I know what you mean. It's got a bit of oomph, hasn't it? Dear Paul, what a brilliant show with Dame Shirley. I was in my usual place in the kitchen, icing and decorating Christmas cakes and listening to my two favourite people and all my favourite songs sung by Shirley. You two were a Sunday evening tonic. Please wish all my family and friends a very happy Christmas, as I will be off to New Zealand on New Year's Eve to see my two grandsons, Jack, who's 5, and Cody, who's 2, and my lovely daughter Lucy and son-in-law Daryl. Once again, thanks for an interesting show, and that's from Moira Abbey. Moira, safe trip to New Zealand. It's a hell of a journey, that, you know. I think it takes about 6 weeks, doesn't it, to get to Singapore, to get to New Zealand. I'd love to go. It's only on there from the New Zealand Tourist Board listening. I wouldn't mind a little trip over there. I'd like to see where they filmed The Lord of the Rings, although Ian McKellen told me they filled it in now. It's only Bilbo Baggins' hole left. Everything else got filled in. Hiya, Paul. Following on from last week's special programme, when my parents married on December the 17th, 1955, they spent their wedding night at the Savoy in London. I can feel a tear forcing its way out my eyes as I speak. That evening, they decided to go to the show at the hotel, and the lineup included an up-and-coming young singer by the name of Shirley Bassey. At the time, my beloved late father apparently said, "She'll go far," and blimey, that wasn't an understatement. I now carry on the DSB fan status, and I've been to see it in concert and can't wait for an opportunity to do so again. So for my birthday this year, I was given a new album, and it hasn't been out of the CD player, and that's best wishes from Anne Phillips. Ah, that's nice, Anne. I shall pass on your warm regards to Dame Shirley, because you know she's moved in now. She's in my back bedroom. As we speak, she's sitting up in bed eating a bacon sarnie, listening to this. You're all right, Shirley? What a lovely woman Shirley Bassey is. I have to say I'm crazy for her. Hiya, Paul. I listen to your show most Sundays and I really enjoy it, especially the Motown and Northern Soul spots. However, I would like to say that the session with the wonderful Shirley Bassey last Sunday was the best, most entertaining hour of radio that I've heard in a long time. It was brilliant. The banter between the two of you was superb, just like the music, and I nearly shed tears on hearing Alone Again and the performance. Thanks again for a brilliant programme. Regards, Tim Latimer. Well, thank you, Tim. The pleasure was all mine, believe you me. Coming to work and having an hour with Shirley Bassey, well, I should have paid them. Actually, no, take that back. You know, it's the BBC, you know what they're like. I'll be mugged on my way out. So please keep your emails coming. I've got something fruity for you now. Yes, it's Watermelon Man. Oh, I enjoyed that. That was Watermelon Man, and that was Mongo Santa Maria. And Mongo was, he was born in Cuba in 1917, and he was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1998. It took them a long time to make their minds up, didn't it? And well deserved by the sound of that. Enjoyed that. Right, let's have some more of your messages. Hello, Paul. So, there we were having our office Christmas party. Well, I say party, but in reality it was a meal in a restaurant. Well, times are hard, love, friends, a few. The food was fine and the atmosphere was genuinely Christmassy, you know, crackers, turkey and the seasonal tunes. But it got me thinking. There were 12 of us around the table and, having spent the best part of 8 hours a day, 5 days a week with them over the last year, I've come to realise that I don't like them all that much. It's not that they are dull or boring, far from it. They are just not me. Perhaps it's because I don't like people as a rule, which can be quite a hurdle for me as I work in recruitment. Bit of a bad choice of job, isn't it, if you don't like people? Happy Christmas, she says. I don't think that's heartfelt. And that's from Fern in Thamesmead. Never mind, Fern. I can sort of empathise. I know what you mean. You sat round a table with a gang of drunks with a party hat on thinking, why am I here? Hiya, Paul. Last week you asked for some pics of me in my uniform. Now, before you think this is anything kinky, it's not. This is an email we had last week. These were taken when I was Band Sergeant Major of the Coldstream Guards Band. The attached was taken on the day of the Trooping of the Colours in 2007. The one of Just William, that's me son, is when he was 2-ish. He's a good-looking lad, isn't he? Let's have a look. He is a handsome little lad, yeah. Anyway, how do I spread the word that this good-looking chap is single and needs taking off the shelf and dusting down? He's only 2. Not to kid you. Sorry. I've spent 2 years being single and setting up stability for my son. Could you sort something? Those dating sites ain't what they are cracked out to be, and that's kindest regards, Aaron. Aaron, I don't know what you've heard about me, but the last time I ran a dating agency, the door was kicked in by the police. You know what I mean? I was very, very lucky. So, but ladies, I will tell you this. I've got a very handsome guardsman, well, not in the flesh, actually, a picture of him here. And he's single. He's got a little boy called William, and I think he's looking for a partner. So, Malcolm, I think in the new year we're going to start a Lonely Hearts Club, because I'm very good at that, matching people up. So let me know if anybody'd fancy a date with a big strapping guardsman, and I'll see what I can do. All right, then. Don't forget, it's 25% commission to me. Paul, please could you mention my beloved... Oh, hang on a minute. It's Dead Pet Sloth. Get her in at the piano. Never mind, I don't care if your hands are freezing. Play. Oof, you misery. Paul, please could you mention my beloved dog, Teddy, who we put to sleep last Saturday at the age of 17 and a half. It has been a terrible year as I lost my mum in April and my dad died of a broken heart in June. Oh, my... So, as you can imagine, it's been a truly awful year. Let's hope next year is better. Thanks, Joyce. Joyce, I don't know what to say, except I'm really, really sorry. I am. Oh, that's awful. That's finished me off, that, now. I came in quite chirpy till I read this off Joyce. Honestly, it's 17 and a half, Teddy. Oh, God love him. And then your mum and your dad. Oh, please. I'm just going to lie on the floor now and suck me thumb and get myself together. I'm really sorry that, Joyce, for your troubles. Next year's going to be fabulous. Look on the bright side, eh? What else can happen? Actually, let's not tempt fate. No, just have a good year, Joyce, and look after yourself, and I'm really sorry about all your troubles. OK, let's have something a bit leery and lively, eh? Let's have Little Miss Pixie Lott. Her latest single is all over Radio 2 like a rash, but here's a track from her new album. It's called Turn It Up, and this is called Jack. sexy lot with Jack, and that's going out especially for Joyce, whose email I read out before. And Joyce, I hope things improve for you, love. Seriously, I really, really do. Oh, I tell you what, one of the hardest things in the world is having your dog put to sleep. I hate to talk about things like this as Christmas approaches. It's the worst. I mean, when I did it with Buster, I can't tell you. I talk about beating myself up afterwards. But, you know, if you don't, you're selfish. Who wants an animal that's in pain when they're giving you all that pleasure over the years? It's the only thing to do. Should we have something lively, Malcolm? Shall we? I can feel myself. Play Down in the Depths on the 90th floor. No, I'll tell you who we're going to have now. We're going to have Etta James. Always me mobile going off. Quick, here's Etta James.
It's alright, it's alright, well, it's alright to have a good time, 'cause it's alright, oh, and then you move it slow, when lights low, now you got soul, and everybody know now, 'cause it's alright, now let me tell you, now when you wake up early in the morning, feeling sad like so many others do, yeah. I'm a lonely soul made like my goal. Surely something's gotta come to you. Everybody say it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Now you got soul, and everybody knows, 'cause it's alright. Oh, it's alright. Oh, I'm gonna tell you one more time. When you wake up early in the morning, feeling sad like so many others do, yeah. I'm a lonely soul made life my goal, and surely something's gotta come to you. Everybody say it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Yeah, it's alright. Have a good time. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Got to be alright. It's alright. Got to be. It's alright. Got to be alright. It's alright. I feel alright.
Etta James, the incomparable Miss Etta James there. They don't make them like Etta James anymore. Fabulous singer. And that was called It's All Right. All right, then after 6, I'm going to be reading your thank you messages. And don't forget, if you'd like to take part in a future programme, then you know what to do. You get in touch. You know, there might be someone in your life that's done something extra special for you. Could be a teacher or a work colleague or a pal or a relation or a pet. Could be anything. Traffic warden, a clamper. As if. But just let me know anyway. Whoever it is, I want to know. So you email me at paulogrady@bbc.co.uk or you write to me at BBC Radio 2 London W1A1AA. Time now for some of your messages. Dear Paul, would you please mention my mum, Joan Molyneux, on your show? Hello, Joan Molyneux. I know she would be thrilled to hear her name mentioned. She's 87 years old and she listens to your show every week. Good for you, Joan. She loves your humour and your choice of music, and she also wants a signed photo. She'll like a blood sample and all while she's at it. I'm only messing, Joan. And that's from Barbara Orton. Barbara, there's a signed mugshot of me, which I hope doesn't frighten Joan when she opens her post. On its way to her. Joan, nice to hear from you. Dear Paul, great show, matey. Just a quick word about my lovely new girlfriend, Angela. Oh, way up. What a star. She wanted to make me Sunday dinner, God bless her. We sat down to eat with your show blaring in the background. What could be more perfect? Lying. But soon we realised that the veg was like raw rubber and the chicken pie was still frozen. She was a bit embarrassed. Please let her know that I love her even more with her imperfections. But you can't have everything, can you? And that's from Paul in South Wales. Have you cooked yet, Paul, for Angela? See how your chicken pie turns out, eh? Never mind, Angela. That's the way to start out, love. Crack on, you can't cook. And then they went, no, it's true. Because if you make if you're courting and you make a fabulous dinner, they think, oh, well, I'm in here. Or if they say, I'll do a bit of washing for you. Don't do anything like that. Don't do no cooking, no washing. Crack on, you can't do a thing. You're incapable. So then they know that they're marrying you for one thing and it's not your cooking. No, they're marrying you for your money. There you go. Uh-oh, send her in with the piano, Malcolm. We're busy today in here. Dear Paul, we listen to the show every week and we love it. We always feel sympathy for the people who have lost their beloved pets. Unfortunately, Paul, we are in that position now as we lost our beautiful dog Gemma this Friday. We had her as a rescue dog 10 years ago and she was very nervous, but she soon became used to being with us. We miss her so much and it would be lovely to hear her mentioned on your show. And that's from Simon and Claire Hayes. Oh, I'm sorry again. We haven't got loads of these today, have we, Malcolm? Because my bladder's too near my eyes. I'll be sitting with tears running down my face. All these dogs. Last week it was cats. This week it's dogs. Funny how it goes, isn't it, in phases? But I'm really sorry about Gemma, Simon and Claire. You're going to get another one. But if you are, and this is for all you people out there who are thinking of getting a pet for Christmas, get a rescue dog and make sure you're going to keep it. Because remember, it's not just for Christmas, it's for life. It's like having a kid. Nothing but trouble and hassle, but it's worth it at the end of the day. So if you're going to get a dog, buy a nice rescue dog, because all the dog charities, their pens are overcrowded. Because of the recession, people have just dumped their dogs, which is, well, I can't even imagine how you could do that. Would you be dumping Olga or Balls? Olga would find a way home anyway. Stick her leg out in the itch. You know what she's like, totally independent. OK then, after 6, I'm going to be reading you... Oh, I've done that. Haven't I? It's time now for the Northern Soul trip. Joe, it's this Christmas. Getting into the West End. You've never seen anything. That's like bedlam. Absolute bedlam. Why do people panic buy? Oh, there's only one day. All the shops are open. Buy silly things like 200 sprouts and dates. Ugh, I could no more sit and eat a date on the couch and they stick in your teeth. Right, time now for the Northern Soul Triple. Remember, keep the faith, everyone. Thanks for your suggestions and do keep them coming in. Enjoy. This week's Northern Soul Triple, and that was 6x6, Earl Van Dyke and the Motown Brass. I Want to Go Back There Again, Chris Clark. And Festival Time, the San Remo Golden Strings. That was our Northern Soul Triple. And don't forget, I've got the Motown Triple after 6. And in case you're wondering who these dulcet tones are, it's me, Paul O'Grady, and I'm here on Radio 2. And I'm with you until 7 o'clock. Oh, hip hip hooray. Right, emails, messages. Dearest Mr. O'Grady, no need to creep. Not sure if you do requests. Yes, I do. And no doubt if you do, you will be inundated. Yes, we are. Anyway, here goes, fingers crossed. My amazing partner has been cooking and baking all day as my mother is descending upon us soon from up north. Why do I hear the Jaws music as you say that? She said, I can imagine this lady sat in the back of a coach, clutching one of them big straw bags now with a face like a bulldog, glaring, waiting to come down to kick off. But she's coming from up north anyway. I'm there in London. Is there any chance of playing a bit of Doris? Oh, Stokes? Oh, Day. That is. Well, she might have made a record. I've read her book, Voices in My Ear, and I read the sequel, More Voices in My Ear. And then there was one after that, a lot more voices in my ear. And then Please Stop Talking to Me When I Get to Sleep. Great books. Like the other millions of folks that listen, we love your show. Keep us laughing. Listening to you starts the week off with a smile, which quickly turns into a grimace come Monday. That's from Alison Fox. And how you feel, Alison. And if there's any consolation, I'm a huge Doris Day fan. My sister, you know, when she was a teenager, she used to think she looked like Doris Day. None of us had the nerve to point out that Doris Day didn't have red hair. We just let her get on with it. She used to wear them sticky out skirts, you know, with the big net underskirts. Loads of bel air lacquer. There was no ozone layer over our house. Hiya, Paul. How are you doing? Not bad, thank you very much, you know. Could you mention my wonderful wife, Helen Conroy? Do tell her I love her so much. All right, then. Helen, if you're there, get close to the wireless. Stick your ear up to the grill. You ready? Helen, he loves you. But that's got you going, hasn't he? Helen's mother is in hospital at the moment, so this would cheer her up a wee bit. I'm sorry about that. Could you also mention our sons, Michael, Anthony, Martin and Peter? No girls then, eh? Paul, keep up the good work and all the very best for Christmas. And that's from Peter Conroy in Glasgow. Peter, it'll be a pleasure. And you have a lovely Christmas as well. Oh, here we go. It's a long one now. Well, I'll get my shoes off for this. I've got a corn. It's throbbing. Dear Paul, it's Pamela again of High Wycombe. Your listener with the husband who takes his personal assistant with him on so-called business trips. Oh, fabulous. Oh, I love this woman. Let's see now what's going on in her house. The last time I wrote to you was from a little hotel in the south of France. You may recall, I do remember, yeah, I was being entertained by the young waiter who was serving my table. Allow me to bring you up to speed. I can't wait. I stayed in France at my husband's expense for 3 glorious weeks. Good girl. My husband rang me each and every day begging me to come home, but by then I was becoming a real-life Shirley Valentine. You weren't talking to rocks, were you? Pascal, oh, is this his name, the waiter? I've got this vision of Pascal. Shirt open to the navel, giving it all that Gallic charm. Oh, madame. Pascal attended to my every need. I bet he did. A breakfast, lunch and dinner. Oh, you were kept busy. And sometimes he provides some extras on the side. This is Sunday on Radio 2. Thank you very much. That's some pirate radio station. I am partial to a late-night munch, you see. Oh, I bet you are. Then suddenly it was over. And I felt an urge to return to High Wycombe. Did you know? And this is from where I'm typing this email. My husband assures me I am the one he really wants, and he promises his next PA will be a man. I'm not sure what the equal opportunities people would say, but I'm willing to give him one more chance. I'll let you know how we get on over Christmas. In the meantime, have a lovely one, Paul, and do give my love to Bullseye, Olga, Elsie and Malcolm. Malcolm, you're in good company. 2 dogs and a mouse. Oh, and I'm glad, Pamela, you're going to give him another crack of the whip, so to speak, you know what I mean? Ah, well, you can't go throwing a marriage away, can you? Just because he's had a little fling with some floozy. I mean, well, it's true. Going on, married men should be ashamed as well. And don't forget, at Christmas, what happens to the mistress? You sit at home on your own, because they go home to the families. So, Pamela, I hope everything's all right in High Wycombe. Keep them sweet. Wait till see what your Christmas present is. If it's lousy, get yourself back over to Paris and Pascal. All right, then. Should we have something festive to try and get me in the mood? I'm not that I'm feeling grinchy, you know what I mean? I tell you what, the lights down Carnaby Street in London are lovely. 10 out of 10 for all you people in Carnaby Street. I was driving up there in my Mini. Which, of course, you can't do, but I'd love to. And they're lovely. They're just lovely. And they've sort of kept the 60s theme. They've got all these signs saying fab. I haven't got a lot to say about Oxford Street, I'm sorry. It's all commercial, you know. It's advertisement for films. Don't hold with that. You know, I want to see Father Christmas and a couple of reindeers and a fairy hanging off a lamppost. You know what I mean. You know, a nice little glittery one. Anyway, here's something festive, just in case you're getting your tree up and your tinsel. I'll tell you what happened to mine after I've played this. And it's the lovely Natalie Cole, and it's Joy to the World. Bit of gospel there, courtesy of Natalie Cole with Joy to the World, and that was joyous. I love gospel music. Oh, just wants me to grab a tambourine and throw my hands in the air. Shout hallelujah, top of me voice. Fabulous, Natalie Cole, lovely lady. Just to let you know that I don't know whether this is good news or bad news, but I'll be on Radio 2 on Christmas Day at 11 in the morning. I'll probably be sounding like The Exorcist. 11 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, if you're peeling your spuds and putting crosses on your sprouts and basting your turkey with a bit of bacon fat and you want somebody to help you, then tune in. And also, if you've got a message, you know, for anybody or your loved ones or, you know, your animals or whatever, then let me know and I'll read them out. It's a special Christmas Day show, Radio 2, 11 o'clock on Christmas morning. And the email is pauloggrady@bbc.co.uk. Now, we're all going to get in the TARDIS. It's a bit of a crush, but we're all going to pile in because we're going back to the 50s now. Not that I remember them. And this is going out especially for Jess and Michael, neither of whom are heavy, they tell me. I don't know whether they mean physically or emotionally or what, but they're not heavy, okay? And this is called Short Fat Fanny, and it's by Larry Williams.
Tired of slipping and a sliding with a long tall salad. Vegan and I hadn't ducking back in the alley. Don't wanna rip it up, don't wanna dance with Annie. I got a brand new lover, her name is Short Fat Fanny. One day when I was visiting at Heartbreak Hotel, that's where I met Fanny and she sure looks swell. I told her that I loved her, I never leave. gave me fever. She's my tutti frutti, I love the child so. She wants me like a hound dog everywhere I go. Whenever I'm around, I'm on my P's and Q's. She might step on my blue suede shoes. Well, at a honky-tonk party just the other night, man, I got jealous and she started a fight. Because I was dancing with Mary Lou, I had to call Jim Dandy to the rescue. Short, fat Fanny, she's my heart's desire. Short, fat Fanny sets my soul on fire. On Blue Monday we were married on Blueberry Hill. Now we so happy and I love her still. She's my big fat tutti frutti and I love the child so. She watches me like a hound dog everywhere I go. Whenever I'm around, I'm on my P's and Q's. But she might step on my blue suede shoes. Well, at a honky-tonk party just the other night, man, I got jealous and she started a fight. Because I was dancing with Mary Lou, I had to call Jim Dandy to the rescue. Short, fat Fanny is my heart's desire. Got the kind of love that sets my soul on fire. Short, fat Fanny, well, I love her so. I'll never let short, fat Fanny go.
Larry Williams there was Short Fat Fanny, and that was from 1957, and he wrote it too. Oh, quelle surprise, as Julian Clary would say. OK, time now for some of your messages. Oh, this is a long one. This is 2 pages, so you better sit down. You ready for this? Dear Paul, on the 22nd of November, you had a listener write in from the Isle of Man, and you said that you used to go to the Isle of Man for your holidays when you were a kid, and you expected to see Roger Moore walking along the prom because you thought it was dead posh. I did. I thought it was the height of glamour. And they had a casino, I remember, on the prom all lit up, and I thought, ooh, this is like something out of... It is like something out of The Saints. Anyway, well, in 1962, when I was a child, my mum and dad took my sister and me to the Isle of Man. We used to stay at Port Erin in a block of holiday flats called the Stanley Flatlets, right opposite the beach with the cosy nook tea rooms, which is still there. Oh, God. I've been to all these places, Malcolm. It's like my childhood's coming back to haunt me. In those flats, we did have someone famous staying there. We had Pete Birrell from Freddie and the Dreamers. Oh, how did you contain yourselves? I bet you collapsed on the landing, did you? With shock. We had the poster on our bedroom wall. Not that we fancied them, but the poster was free out of the Rivali. Very generous of you. My sister and me were dead excited at this famous celebrity in our holiday accommodation, and my dad went to Port Erin Lifeboat Station, as it was the only place open on a Sunday, and bought 2 little RNLI notebooks at 1 and 6 each, so we could have his autograph. God, the attention to detail, you've got a good memory. So getting back to the reason I'm writing, yes, it would be helpful. You also mentioned Joe's Bar. Crikey, my ears didn't half prick up as I knew it, and here is my picture to show you. Let's have a look. Oh, Lord, I've got exactly the same picture with my mum and dad and my cousin. I was aged 7, and look at the prices of the drinks. It wasn't a real bar, it was only a fake bar. We go and have your photos taken. That is my dad, aged 30. He's now 78 and still looks good. But I am now 54 and my arms don't look that straight. I think that was the last time I had anything with a belt to show off my waist. And if my mum is listening, she'd be really mad I'm telling you this. But that was a dress that belonged to my cousin Jennifer. The socks were brand new for the holidays from either British Home Stores or C&A. And the shoes were brown moccasins from the Janet Fraser catalogue. Happy days, eh? You're telling me. Got nothing off Green Shield stamps there? Or the embassy coupons? Oh, I do nothing when you're on. No ironing, no cooking, just nothing. And I won't even answer the phone. With my very best wishes, Paul, from Kerry Maxfield in Derbyshire. Thanks for that, Kerry, and thanks for the photo of Joe's Bar. Oh, I had such a good time in the Isle of Man. I'm going to have to go back one day just to have a look at it. Right, what have we got now? Well, have a look. My script's gone all the script. That's back of an envelope Malcolm scribbles on for me. Oh, we're going to have a bit of high energy. I say high energy because that's how it spells H-I and then N-R-G. High energy. So it's a bit of high energy. And this is Kelly Marie, and it feels like I'm in love.
My head is in a spin, my feet don't touch the ground.
Marie there, It Feels Like I'm in Love, and that's taking me right back to studying some, well, they used to laughingly call them dressing rooms in public houses when I was doing the act, so to speak. It was usually like sort of cupboard in the corner, if you were lucky. Kelly Marie, and that was a huge hit for her in 1980. All right, then I'm gonna do some quick ones now because we're fast approaching the news. We can't keep that waiting, can we? Let's have a look. So we got a thank you to Chris and Mike Cross. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So did I. Ron Goody, thanks, but no. I think it's just the right length as it is. Irene Lewis, I hope you managed to get out of your car today. Graham, Gary wants me to tell you that he loves you. Happy belated birthday greetings to Nicola Jones, who lives in Aylesbury, with much love from your dad, Colin. Congratulations to Matt and Leslie on the birth of Zoe. Grandma Flo, I believe, is chuffed to bits. And finally, for now, Tim and Marissa, I'm glad you found me on the M40 last Sunday. Keep on listening. And by that, I mean on the wireless, you know, they didn't go scorching past and I was lying prostate on the hard shoulder, screaming for the lift. Right then, just to bring us up to the news, we've got Don't Rain 'Em on Parade, but no, don't get excited. It's not the goddess, no, it's the other one. It's Mr. Bobby Darin.
Tell me not to fly, I've simply got to. If someone takes a spill, it's me and not you. Don't bring around a cloud of terrain on my parade. Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Life's candy and the sun is a ball of butter. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade? I'm gonna march my band out, I'll beat my drum, and if I'm found out, your turn at bat, sir. Hey, at least I didn't fake it, hat, sir. So what? I didn't make it, but whether I'm the rose of sheer perfection or freckle on the nose of life's complexion, the cinder of the shiny apple of its eye, I gotta fly once, I gotta try once, only can die once, right, sir? Ooh, love is juicy, juicy and juicy, I gotta have my bite, sir. So get ready for me, love, cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march, my heart's a drummer. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. I gotta fly once, I gotta try once, only can die once, right, sir? Ooh, love is juicy, juicy and juicy, I gotta have my bite, sir. Get ready for me, love, cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march, my heart's a drummer. Nobody, I said nobody, nobody had a better rain on my
More great music and plenty more of my babble after 6 o'clock. I'm Paul O'Grady and this is BBC Radio 2. I'm online, on digital and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 6 o'clock. This is Fenella Fudge. The government's agreed to relax the vetting regime it's introducing to protect children from paedophiles. Fewer people will now have to undergo criminal record checks in England, Wales and Northern Ireland if they want to go into schools or help at youth clubs and activities. Jane Francis Kelly reports.
The Schools Secretary, Ed Balls, denies he has given in to pressure after accepting all the recommendations of a review he ordered into the scheme. This follows a high-profile campaign led by a group of well-known children's authors. They were angry at the prospect of having to undergo a criminal records check if they wanted to continue visiting schools. Now, under the new rules, artists and authors who visit many schools won't have to be registered unless they have frequent contact with the same children. Other adults will only have to be vetted if they come into contact with the same children once a week or more, rather than once a month.
Gordon Brown's returning home from a visit to Afghanistan, where he thanked British troops after a difficult year. Mr Brown spent last night at the military base in Kandahar. David Cameron has said a Conservative government would pass a law requiring all MPs and members of the Lords to pay taxes in the UK. His opponents say he's embarrassed by the tax affairs of wealthy Conservatives. The Birmingham-based chocolate company Cadbury is talking to the American manufacturer Hershey about a possible bid. Cadbury is also the subject of a hostile takeover offer made by the food giant Kraft. Cadbury says the Kraft bid values the company at far less than it's worth. Steelworkers facing redundancy when production stops in much of the Chorus plant on Teesside have held a protest in Middlesbrough. Around 100 workers and their families marched around the pitch before the championship match between Middlesbrough and Cardiff City. Chris Buckler was there. There have been more protests in Copenhagen, where the UN climate change conference is taking place. The United Nations says it's trying to resolve arguments between different countries, saying, for example, that China and America have been at odds over how much each should do to reduce emissions of gases blamed for global warming. John Lewis says its department stores have set a new weekly sales record. In the 7 days to yesterday, total sales were £110 million, 8% higher than the previous all-time high in 2007. BBC News at 3 minutes past 6 are next at 7.
BBC Radio 2.
Travel news now with Bobby Pryor.
Fernanda, thank you. First of all, so the problems on the M1, it's mostly good news. First of all, southbound, the accident between junctions 30 and 29 towards Chesterfield, that's now cleared. And further down, the southbound accident between junctions 27 Hucknall and 26 for Nottingham. Again, all lanes are open, but it is in the roadworks, so you're still going to find it slow anyway. To the A1 northbound, there's still a lane closed between the A66 at Scotch Corner and the A1M following an earlier accident. There's no change for Greater Manchester. The M60 clockwise, there's still a lane closed between junctions 12 and 13. So it's because of the accident and the shed load between the M62 and Worsley, but we've got long delays. It's back towards junction 9 now. Also, the clockwise entry slip from the A57 at junction 11 is closed, so you can't get on from Barton. M25 anti-clockwise, still no change. It's closed between junctions 23, the A1M, and junction 21A for St Albans, following this jackknife lorry and fuel spillage, so queuing back for around 8 miles, and again, still no opening time. North Circle is very busy. There's a knock-on effect as well. The M11 southbound, there's still a lane closed down towards junction 6 for the M25 following that earlier accident, so still slow there. And the A34 southbound at East Ilsley, still blocked by an accident. Got a vehicle facing the wrong way just near to the High Street, so it's still causing queues. And finally, the A21 between Tonbridge and Pembury, that's still closed following an accident between the A228 turn and the A26. Thank you for your updates. Back now just after 7.
Monday night on BBC Radio 2.
When the young Cockney Irish working class kids of Great Britain heard Leadbelly, they believed every word and every note that he sang.
Eric Burden concludes the story of Leadbelly.
It was in the folk clubs of Newcastle when we first heard House of the Rising Sun. It really moved me because it was in a minor key. It makes it almost spiritual or religious. What really made Leadbelly special was his sheer ability to perform.
Leadbelly, a secret history of rock and roll, concludes Monday night from 11:30, with part 1 online now at bbc.co.uk/Radio 2. Online, on digital, and on 88 and 91 FM. On BBC Radio 2.
Yes, it's me, Paul O'Grady, back. I'm with you until 7 o'clock. We've got all sorts. We've got the Motown Triple, your messages, your thank yous. You name it, we've got it. We've even got a Christmas club if you want to join us. Here's Sarone with Supernature. Supernature there, Sarone, and Malcolm tells me that that was used for the Kenny Everett video show, which was in the 70s. It's pointless asking me because I can't remember them. It's the whole chunks of the 80s, I can't remember either. I was busy, Malcolm. I was out, you know, doing my stuff, working, as they say. OK, here's a message I got. Now, it came in for last week's show, but because Dame Shirley was on, I couldn't include it, but so I will now. Hello, Paul. This is just to let you know I've finished making our Christmas sausage rolls. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'll be able to sleep easy in my bed tonight knowing that. You can't get them here in France. They are things that look like sausage rolls, but believe me, they're not sausage rolls. I know, I've had one. It tastes nothing like them. Neither do the ones in Shanghai, but I digress. My Brenda has been visiting her grandchildren, Alfie and Evie May Riley. What a lovely name, in Worthing. She took 3-year-old Alfie to the panto, but it was too scary, so Brenda got her money back. She must be a formidable woman, your Brenda, to get money back off her panto management. Ooh. Don't know which of them found it too scary, though. Probably Brenda. So I'll be doing the mince pies tomorrow. All the best, Stuart. Stuart, you're busy, busy, busy. You put us all to shame getting all this Christmas preparation. And if it's any consolation to anybody out there, have done nothing. I attempted to put a tray up, and then Bullseye came in and saw a little bit of tinsel hanging and thought, that looks like good fun. Bullseye's a 14-week-old puppy. So we got hold of it and pulled it. And when I came back from the shop, there was a Christmas tree waiting in the hall for me with a lot of things smashed. And after, why do I bother? He's got his eye on the nativity set now. Oh, God help me. Let's have a bit of Count Basie, shall we, here? He's the kid from Red Bank. Count Basie with the kid from Red Bank. That was fabulous. I don't know what you thought of it, but we thought it was wonderful in here. She was hopping around on the piano. Count Basie led his orchestra for over 50 years, and he was known by many for his signature songs. What were they? Yes, that's right. It was 1 O'Clock Jump. And what was the other one? April in Paris. Correct. 10 out of 10. Time now for some of your messages. Let's have a look. Dear Paul, my family and I are regular listeners to your show, and we all enjoy it. Thank you for that. You get bonus points. I also enjoy Most Haunted on the telly. And the other week, a listener asked a question which prompted me to email you. When you did the Venice one with a vet, surely wouldn't the ghosts there speak Italian? Or did shouting loud and talking slowly in English like we do get round that? And that's from Max Pritchard. Do you know what, Max? I said, that's exactly what I said. I can only say buonasera and allora and basta, which is enough. And I don't know what allora means. It's like, here you go. You know, it's like, allora. Yeah, I can't think of a way to describe allora. You know, here we go and there you go. And it's like, voila. You know, when you're in a cafe in France and the waitress comes over with your croque monsieur and your chocolat chaud and she goes, voila, like a magician's assistant. Well, allora. But apparently, on the other side, you become bilingual. Oh, yes. You get up there, you're down there, and you can speak fluent Russian or fluent Chinese, depending. Marvellous, isn't it? Marvellous. Right, dear Paul, I'm in the US. What's the US? Oh, the US. And I've listened to your radio show over the internet since the beginning, and it always gives me a smile at work. On one of your very first broadcasts, you played You're the Reason Our Kids Are Ugly by Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn. Since that tune reminds me so much of the harmonious family gatherings that we have during the holidays, could you please play it again for me? I love your show, and I hope I never have to contact you for the dead pet slot. And that's Stacey Noel in Madison in Wisconsin. I got such a thrill, you know, when we get letters from abroad. It amazes me. I hope you never have to get on the blower with the dead pet slot, Stacey, either. And yes, we're going to play You're the Reason My Kids Are Ugly, especially for you, on the Christmas Day show here on Radio 2 at 11 in the morning. Please join me, because I don't want to be burbling to myself, do I, while you're all in bed. Dear Paul, get it in with the piano, Malcolm, talking to dead pets. Here's one. Hang on. Dear Paul, could you please include a tribute to my beloved cat Douglas, shut up Elsie, who died of kidney failure on Friday the 4th of December. His death was despite desperate efforts to save him. Douglas was a rescue cat and I'd only had him for 5.5 years. I thought I was going to have him for many more years to come. Douglas is buried in my garden and will be forever in my thoughts, and that's from Jackie Mitchell. Like everybody else, Jackie, with dead pets, I'm really, really sorry. But he had a great life. And he was a rescue moggy, and you gave him a great time. Think of that, eh? And he's there in your garden. Now, gone to a better place. Oh, it's Cilla. Oh, are you ready? Aquarius, Miss Cilla Black. Aquarius there, the one and only Cilla Black. And that's from her recently released album, A Life in Music. And I'll tell you something else, there's a great DVD in that and all, with clips from Cilla at the BBC in the 60s and 70s when she had her old nose. Yeah, I mean, they really are brilliant. It's lovely to watch, it really is. Elsie can do a Cilla Black impersonation. Elsie's me mouse, by the way. Come over, do Anyone Who Had a Heart. Are you ready? Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Then she go day. It's fabulous. She gets requests at parties to go and sing Anyone Who Had a Heart. Well done, Elsie. She's a changed mouse and she's off the booze. Oh, she's a pleasure to be with. I'm just worried about the Christmas, though. You know what it's like? She's got a baby sham down her neck and she'll be off throwing bricks through windows again. Oh, she's a violent little mouse. Violent. Time now for some emails. Hiya, Paul. I just wanted to congratulate you on becoming a granddad again. A babysitter, if you don't mind. I will be listening to your show while doing my ironing, so give us a mention, eh? Malcolm, we've really got to change the name of this programme to the Ironing Hour. Well, the Ironing Hours. I live near to your neck of the woods in New Ferry, Wirral. Did you ever go to New Ferry baths? Frequently. We used to bunk in and never got caught. Any chance of a signed photo? And that's from Chris. What do you want a signed photo of? Me? The baths? The mouse? What? I used to bunk into New Ferry baths. Well, I think everybody bunked in. In fact, I'm still surprised New Ferry baths is going because they never made any money because we all bunked in. Dear Paul, congratulations on becoming a granddad again. Isn't it a lovely feeling? Blissful. Blissful. Put your ears on me. Our son and his lovely wife have given us 2 beautiful girls, now aged 8 and 4, and we love them to bits. We try to remember old songs to them like The Sun Has Got His Hat On and Little Old Lady. You played that one a few weeks ago. Oh no, I'm still having treatment. Their favourite at the moment is You Shall Have a Fishy When the Boat Comes In. Do you think you might play it sometime, please, and give special cuddles to Olga, Louie and Bullseye? And that's from David and Patricia Johnson. Thanks for that. Yes, I think we can do. You shall have a fishy. What was that programme, Malcolm, that it used to be? Was that what it was when the boat comes in? It's ironing wars now. There's a war going on in Fleet. You ready for this? Dear Mr O'Grady, this is Monica. Last week you read out a letter from my neighbour Barbara in Fleet about her wonderful new luxury ironing board. Now, I'm not jealous of Barbara nor her wonderful board. Why? Because I have a state-of-the-art iron, that's why. It is lightweight, yet powerful, at 240,000 watts. Oh, my God, you be careful with that thing. It's like having a Scud missile in your hand. And it produces continuous steam. 40 grams a minute for stubborn creases, and who doesn't have those from time to time? I've a couple in my face. The shot steam is a humongous 150. Do we need all this technical gear? This is very useful on my linen summer suit. My iron is great for vertical steaming too, and is comfortable to hold thanks to the soft grip handle. The sole plate is palladium glissy ceramic and conducts the heat evenly to my clothes. I'm getting very worried here, Malcolm. And before you ask, because I know you worry about health and safety all the time, I sit up all night pleating the sheets, fretting. There's an anti-overheating device as well. I won't mention the extra long 3mm cable and convenient leak protection drip stop system, nor the anti-calcium self-clean system, because I know Barbara will get jealous. Loving your show, Paul, Monica and Fleet. If I was you, Monica, I'd lock your back door because it sounds like Barbara's just climbing over the fence now with her ironing board. There's going to be murder. More from Fleet and the ironing wars next week. OK, it's time now for our Motown Triple, and this week it includes a song for Annette Wesson, who came in for a cup of tea with me and the team a few weeks back. And Annette, it was absolutely lovely to meet you, and I hope this triple brings back many, many happy memories, so enjoy. Here we go, our Motown Triple for this week.
Sometimes on a crowded street,
any man. You say it's just for a while, then you force a smile, and you hope she'll understand. Then a tear appears in her eyes as she tightly holds your hand. Then you let her know that it's time to go. You must leave while you can. Oh, but farewell is a lonely sound when told to someone you love. You know you're hurt inside as you wonder why you must leave the one that you love. I'm leaving, but I'll be back one day. Every silent step you take, each one hurts your heart. As you board the train, you feel a pain that starts as you depart. Yeah, you wipe your eyes so she can't see, 'cause a man should never cry. Now there's just the trace of her crying face as you wave to her goodbye. That's why farewell is a lonely sound when told to someone you love. You know you're hurt inside as you wonder why you must leave the one that you love. I don't want to leave you, baby. I don't want to say goodbye, no, no. Ooh, 'cause it hurts inside and you wonder why you must leave the one that you love. Baby, baby, farewell is a lonely sound when told to someone you love.
This week's Motown Triple, and that was My Chérie Amour, Mr. Stevie Wonder. Third Finger, Left Hand, Martha Reeves, and Farewell is a Lonely Sound, Jimmy Ruffin. And that was this week's Motown Triple. And as always, you know what happens. All the details of that and all the music I'm playing today will be available on my show page, Show Businesses in My Veins, just after 7 o'clock. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened there. I think Bonnie Langford entered me. Just stop by. It's bbc.co.uk/Radio 2. Talking to Bonnie Langford, she's on Broadway, Bonnie, you know. She's doing Chicago. And then she's coming over here for Christmas, and she's doing it in the West End. She's fabulous, Bonnie Langford. I saw her in Sweet Charity. She was amazing. Absolutely amazing. What a star she is, that girl. Anyway, time now for your messages. Greetings from Lanzarote in the Canaries. Good afternoon, Paul. Would you include us in your show? Well, it depends on my mood. I will leave it to you to choose a song. You have such good taste. Oh, you flasserer. Flasserer. If you saw me bed linen, you wouldn't say that. Do say hello to Paul and Linus and our house guest Colin. And please would you wish a Merry Christmas to my daughter Lorraine and my son Luke and their respective families. They all live in cold Kent. Oh, and cold isn't a word for it. It gets dark in Kent about 10:30 in the morning. Look forward to seeing them all soon. And that's Merry Christmas to you and yours from Alex. And the same to you, Alex. Thanks for that. Hello, Paul. Steve and I listen to you every weekend together, but the other weekend was different as Steve had his first gig as Father Christmas up in a well-known department store in Cheshire. Oh, he's got my sympathy. I couldn't think of anything worse, really. Sat in a grotto, bit of cardboard with tinsel nailed up in it, in an old red velour suit and a white beard made out of cotton wool, saying, "Yo ho ho, what do you want, little boy, for Christmas?" Well, these kids look at you disbelieving. He needed a little bit of extra padding to become the big fat fella. Could you tell him well done, and I have missed him so much. Many thanks and love the show, Jan, a.k.a. Blod or Scrunch to Steve. God. Oh, Steve, you got me sympathy. I hope you're doing a good job. Hiya, Paul. Love the show. My lovely girlfriend Wendy and I listen separately, but both of us love your show. Why do you listen separately? You just throw a wobble at tea time and you go upstairs and she sits in the kitchen. Please give her a mention and thank her for a great night as ever last night. Thanks, Paul. And that's from Andy in Northumberland. Wendy, Andy would like to thank you for the great night the other night. Don't know what went on, but it was fabulous anyway. Please keep me informed. I live my life vicariously these days. Do extremely well. Poor Malcolm's upset. He had his advent calendar pinned up in the office, and behind the little doors he's got a special one. They had chocolates in them. Somebody came in and ripped it off the wall, and that's all the chocolates. He's in bits. So I'm going to have to go out now and buy him an advent calendar. Oh, I don't know. Mind you, when I was a kid, we used to have a nativity set, and I used to say to me mum, well, the 3 wise men don't arrive till Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, so they should travel. So I used to dot them all around the house. And I remember one year I put them on the stairs, and each day I'd move them further down the stairs. And my poor Auntie Chrissy got up in the morning, she was on the buses, and she stood on one of the wise men barefoot. Should have heard the language. So I've still got that nativity set, but I've got 2 wise men and one's missing a head, thanks to my Auntie Chris. We don't know where that went. I think the cocktail hour is approaching, do you? What do I fancy today? Bellinis, yes. Let's have Les Baxter with Shooting Star. I enjoyed that. That was recorded in 1957. Do you know that reminded me of when you used to go to the cinema years ago and they'd have the adverts and they go, when you're in Birkenhead, eat at the local restaurant, the Belle of Bombay, Conway Street. And they'd have that music on. There'd be some awful old cracked film showing the outside of an Indian restaurant. They don't do that anymore, do they? I miss those touches. Oh, I've got some emails now. Dear Paul, I so look forward to your show every Sunday while I'm cooking and having a smallish glass of wine. Oh, aye, well, pints. I want you to know that you're responsible for my overdraft. Do you know I get the blame for everything? If it's raining, it's Paul O'Grady. False. Nearly every week I hear a track and I want to buy the album. So I've spent a lot of my hard-earned money on Sunday nights on the internet since I've been listening to you. Love, love, love the show. And that's from Kim Besant. Kim, if it's any consolation, I'm the same. I'll tell you a bit later. Hello, Paul. I've just been listening to your programme from Muscat in Oman. I've just bought speakers as my mum is going to be arriving on Wednesday and we need the extra boost so that she can hear you. Oh, really? You bring a little bit of home to us, to all us expats listening online. Thanks from Wendy. That's the first time I've ever been described as being quiet. I've got to go. My manager's passed on now. He used to say to me when I was on the phone in the flat and I'd have the window open, he could hear me in Folkestone. I've got to sort of gob that caddies. My dear Paul, last week you played my request, Dragnet for Jesus by Sister Winona Carr. Yes, I did, and I loved it. And of course, I went on the computer and bought it. Fabulous. I'd like to be greedy and request another one, but I think you will know it. It's Vicky Carr, and it's called It Must Be Him. I Am a Woman. Oh, it's from Merrin Threadgold. I thought Merrin was a fella. I don't know why, because it sounded like something like Lord of the Rings. Merrin Threadgold is here. Oh, so I'm sorry. Oh, so you're a woman. Oh, so now I know. I feel like we know each other, Merrin. And thank you for introducing me to Sister Winona. She's a cracker, she is. She's had me dancing around the kitchen. OK, now look, Christmas Day I'm here, 11 o'clock in the morning, on Christmas morning. So if you've got any requests, if you've got any messages, any special songs that you'd like me to play, then email me. You know the address, don't you? Well, if you don't, I'll be reading it at the end of the show, because I can't quite remember it at the moment. Anyway, here's a song that's requested by Brad in Lewisham, and he tells me he hasn't heard this on the wireless in yonks. Brad, you really got to ask, kid. And it's Little Eva, Keep Your Hands Off My Baby.
We've been friends for oh so long. I let you share what's mine. But when you mess with the boy I love, it's time to draw the line. Keep your hand off my baby. I ain't gonna tell you, but one more time. Oh, keep your hand off my baby. Girl, you get it through your head. That boy is mine. I don't mind when you lend my clothes, my jewelry and such. But honey, let's get something straight. There's one thing you don't touch. Keep your hand off my baby. Girl, you get it through your head. That boy is mine. Keep your hand off my baby. I ain't gonna tell you, but one more time. Oh, keep your hand off my baby. Girl, you get it through your head. That boy is mine. Oh, keep your hand off my baby. I ain't gonna tell you why. You're mine.
Little Eva there with Keep Your Hands Off My Baby, especially for Brad in Lewisham. And Little Eva, as you probably all know, is best remembered for the huge hit The Locomotion back in 1962. And that song was a follow-up from 1963. All right, then it's time for some thank yous. Now, don't forget, this is the part of the show where we invite you to say thank you to someone, and perhaps they've done something extra special for you. And we're not just talking husbands and wives or mums and dads. It could be a teacher or a work colleague or even a pal. Whoever it is, we would like to know. And there's a certificate of thanks signed by me if your message is read out on the show. And there's also a box of chocolates and a limited edition T-shirt for the very best letter or email of the week. So if you'd like to take part, you can either email me at paulogrady@bbc.co.uk or you can write to me at BBC Radio 2, London W1A 1AA. Right then. Dear Paul, I would like to send a big thank you to the members of Lowland Search Dogs in Kent. They helped me to train my dog and still have faith in us after failing the assessment. Many thanks to Leslie and also to Amanda, Dave, Mel, Jess, Paul, Jane, Philip and Kathy and also little Andre. Please say thank you to my partner Richard and my best friend Sue for hiding for hours in the woods as missing people for my training. Just sounds fascinating. I've got to go down with Bullseye and Olga and Louie, see what happens. They just sit there. Unfortunately, you have to hide again because we failed. Lots of love from Karen and Indy. Karen, better luck next time, but an official thank you is in the post to all at the Lowland Search Dogs in Kent. Well done, all of you. Here's one here now from Helen Oster. Hello, Paul. Please say a huge thank you to all the boys and their friends and families from the Davenese School in Beaconsfield. Last Friday night, they raised £4,260 and 35 pence for the British Heart Foundation in a jump-off. A jump-off, by the way, is a 3-hour sponsored skip. They were absolutely fabulous. Well done, Helen. That's wicked news. And yes, I'm going to be sending an official thank you to everyone at the school. Well done, all of you. Here's one here now from Janice Wales. My mum passed away when I was 11 and I lost touch with my extended family. So, Paul, I would like to say a big thank you to my cousin Barbara Fields. We have found each other after 50 years of not knowing we existed. Through the internet, she sent me information on my late uncles and auntie and also some photographs of the family. We are in contact now and I hope that it is not too long before we meet up for old time's sake. Please tell Barbara and her mum and her sisters Eileen, Sheila, Fiona and Terry that I am blessed to have them in my life. That's a lovely story, Janice, and I'm going to be delighted to thank Barbara on your behalf, and I hope that you catch up soon with your new family who you didn't know existed. Got loads of Christmas presents to buy, Gail, that you didn't know you had to, and more cards. Oh, letter of the week, send the kid in. He's got to go, Malcolm, in the new year. He's getting far too big for his boots. By the time he had long trousers and all, growing like wild mint. Dear Paul, I'd like to say a really big thank you to my carer and partner, Rick. We met working with rescued animals in 1982. Rick is a musician and works in hospital wards entertaining the patients and staff. He has a stressful job with looking after me, but really does enjoy his music. I'm a poet and I sometimes write songs for his band too. I feel carers aren't always appreciated enough. We had a wonderful time when we met and are still really making the most of it all now. Humour helps, as do programmes like yours, Paul. Wishing you all the very best from Emerald in Highgate. Emerald, a T-shirt is on its way to you, but be very careful when you wear it, as the ink used on them is used to attract flies. And I'm going to be sending you a box of chocks to Rick as an official thank you. And I'd also like to say, I too agree with you about carers. They're often left alone, isolated, and feel that nobody cares for them. But we do. I do. I haven't done it myself. I know what it's like. So all you carers out there, I just want to say, well done. Big pat on your back. You're doing a brilliant, brilliant job. And remember, let me know if there's someone or somewhere out there that you'd like to say thank you to. You can email me, paulogrady@bbc.co.uk, or you can write to me at BBC Radio 2, London, W1A 1AA. Well, I played this next gentleman a few weeks back, and since then I've received a steady flow of requests for more. So, who am I to deny you a bit of James Last? Here we go, Blue Tango. James Last, I do enjoy a tango. One in a strict tempo with a rose between me teeth. Fabulous that was. Radio is a real contrast now, and it's for something for anyone who's travelling stateside. It's Patsy Gallant from New York to LA.
In my mind, there's a face. On my lips, there's a name. In my life, there's no place for the man that I love. 'Cause I'm living my life just to sing and be free. From LA to New York, from New York to LA. Ooh, from New York to LA. 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 Ooh, I'm a star in New York. I'm a star in LA. In my life, there's no place for the man that I love. 'Cause I'm living my life just to sing and be free. From LA to New York, from New York to LA. Ooh, from New York to LA. The city life, the flashing lights, busy streets and fancy cars, booze and drugs and all the clubs. Everyone's a shining star. Was so inviting to my eyes that I could only be surprised by all the sounds and sights to see. I thought all this was meant for me, but was it really meant for me? I'm a star in New York, I'm a star in LA. In my life, there's no place for the man that I love. 'Cause I'm living my life just to sing and be free. From LA to New York, from New York to LA. Ooh, from New York to LA. The city lights are often blurred by stories we've already heard. Booze and drugs now break my head 'cause all the shining stars are dead. I sometimes close my tired eyes, let myself be hypnotized by memories of loving you, the man I thought was meant for me. But were you really meant for me? I'm a star in New York, I'm a star in LA. In my life, there's no place for the man that I love. 'Cause I'm living my life just to sing and be free, and be free. From LA to New York, from New York to LA. From New York to LA. From New York to LA. From New York to LA.
And in case you haven't guessed, that was called From New York to LA. And that was Patsy Gallant, a big hit for it in 1977. Just time now for a quick one. Carol Johnson, Les loves the pants off you, absolutely adores you. And finally for now, Morag, you look lovely in that red frock, the one with the beading on the shoulders, so why not wear that one, eh? Yeah, go on, treat yourself. All right then, it's the last one today, and it's that old black magic, Louis Prima and Keely Smith.
Old black magic has me in a spell. Old black magic that you weave so well. Those icy fingers up and down my spine. The same old witchcraft when your eyes meet mine. Same old tingle that I feel inside. And then that elevator starts its ride. Down and down I go. Round and around I go. Like a leaf caught in a tide. I should stay away, but what can I do? I hear your name and I'm aflame. Flame! Burn the desire! That only your kiss put out the fire. For you're the lover I have waited for. You're the mate that fate had me created for. And every time
Love and the spin I'm in, under the old black magic called love.
Oh, in a spin, love and the spin I'm in, under the old black magic called love. In a spin, love and the spin I'm in, under the old black magic called love. I should stay away, but what can I do? I hear your name and I'm aflame.
Flame, right in desire.
That only your kiss
Put out the fire. For you're the lover I have waited for.
You're the maid that fate had me created for, and every time your lips meet mine,
Baby, down and down I go, round and round I go, in a spin, love in a spin I'm in, under the old black magic called love.
ah, in a spin, love in the spin I'm in, under the old black magic called love. In a spin, love in the spin I'm in, under the old black magic called love. Under the old black magic called love.
Oh, it's finally finished. That drummer couldn't make his mind up, could he? That was Louis Prima and Keely Smith with that old black magic. And that goes out especially for Beryl Chiat, because I know she loves Louis Prima. Have a nice Christmas, Beryl. Oh, there's the music. Well, that's it, folks. Please keep your emails, letters and thank yous coming in. The email address is paulogrady@bbc.co.uk, or you can write to me, Paul O'Grady, BBC Radio 2, London, W1A1AA. And don't forget, if you've got any special requests for our Christmas Day show, then please let us know. And we're nothing without your emails and letters. Absolutely worthless, nothing, rubbish. I hope you've enjoyed the music this afternoon. A big thank you to the team, and especially to my producer, Malcolm Puentz. And of course, where would I be without you lot out there, eh? Thank you very much for your company. You have a lovely week. Take care of yourselves. We'll speak next Sunday. I'm Paul O'Grady, and this is BBC Radio 2. And guess what? I'm online, I'm on digital, and I'm on 88 to 91 FM. Marvellous.